What up, y'all? On this episode, we got the homie and stand-up comic Iggy Samaniego and his friend and attorney, Cam Nichols. The episode is mostly revolving around Iggy. We were supposed to make this happen a while back, and we finally made it happen. He's a hilarious comic. He's been doing it for a while. But on the episode, we talk about his past a lot. Back when he used to be in a gang, when he was a teenager, and all the crazy shit that came with that lifestyle, and also what it took to get out of that lifestyle. He talks about what inspired him to get into comedy. So just a lot of funny stories and crazy stories. We also talk about some of the work he's done with community outreach and just kind of speaking to at-risk youth and different projects he's got going on. And his friend, attorney Cam Nichols, she chimes in from time to time, and mostly towards the end, because the reason she's on the show is because they are actually kind of talking about a podcast that they're about to launch. Okay, so that's really dope. So you have this person that's had this crazy past, and then, of course, the attorney. So we'll get into more detail on the podcast, so just make sure you listen to the very end. And aside from that, I want to thank the listeners as usual. Keep spreading the word. Keep sharing the post. Keep giving me feedback. Please give me feedback. If you really, really want to help, there's a donate button on my Facebook page, Sweet Jesus Radio Facebook page. Of course, I also take all the payment apps as well, so we can get more equipment for video. I want to do more video. And of course, I also have to pay for hosting and things like that. So every little bit helps. Or if you know anybody that wants to advertise on the show, that would be dope too. Send them my way. And make sure to subscribe to the YouTube. I'm really trying to put more video out there right now. I'm just kind of recording with my phone. So subscribe to that page, please, and check out what I have there. I got some really neat clips. I just uploaded the Kristen Apodaca episode, which I recorded a while back, but I finally got it up there. All right, so again, just make sure to subscribe, like, share, follow, feedback, all that good shit. All right, I hope you enjoy the show. Sweet Jesus Radio. Yo, 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 welcome to Sweet Jesus Radio. I'm your host, Sweet Jesus. Today, we have two guests. One is a hilarious comedian, stand-up comic. I'm not sure what they prefer to be called nowadays. We got Iggy Samaniego in the house. What's up, bro?
What up, homies?
And we also have his friend, Cam Nichols.
An attorney.
Attorney Cam Nichols. I worked hard for that title. Attorney Cam Nichols. That's
Objection.
Right. Sustained.
I object to not having my full title.
Hell yeah. So listeners, we put this together just to give you some the backstory. I had been, for the most part, it'll be revolving around Iggy here, but Iggy and Cam also have a podcast coming pretty soon of their own. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. But first and foremost, we were supposed to make this happen a long time ago. I even found the conversation like we were talking about earlier. So listeners, I went to Messenger, and it was easy to scroll up and find the original conversation. I'd hit him up. When was this? Man, this is 2015.
Damn.
According to, the timestamp here. May 20th, 2015. We went back and forth, but we just didn't make it happen. Now, fast forward. I saw you somewhat recently, didn't I?
I think so, yeah.
At Aaron's. You remember I bumped into you at Aaron's. I came up to you. I don't know who you were with. I forgot.
I never been to Aaron's bar sober, man. So I wasn't.
Yeah, well, same here.
I was there, but I wasn't there.
Yeah, so I was gone too. So yeah, that's the last time I saw you. But yeah, it's been about 4 years since the first time, which is pretty neat. I'm glad we were making it happen, man. But let's jump into it. So, well, first and foremost, let's talk about how your day, man. How's your day so far? Just 9 to 5 shit, or anything else cool?
I didn't get fired today, so it was a good day, bro. My boss tried, but he couldn't give me this time, chingo.
Oh yeah, so just work. All right. I'm in between jobs at the moment, so let me know if they fire you. Let me see if I can take your place, man.
You don't want my job, bro. I service and deliver porta potties. You don't want that shit.
Oh really?
I tried to quit, man. I tried everything to get fired, bro. They won't fucking fire me. I set my work truck on fire one time.
What the heck?
Yeah, I did.
There's a story there.
I might have been high. I might not have been high. But it was an electrical problem that I caused because I put some piece of scrap metal in the work truck, which they told me not to do, and I did it anyway. And the fucking truck caught fire. Go, cool. Now they're gonna fire me. They still didn't fire me,
Cool,
man.
they're gonna fire me.
No one wants that fucking job. There's job security. If you want job security,
It's in that industry.
yeah, man. They won't fire you.
Shit, yeah, I'm down, man. I need something. Once you got a little record, something on your record there, it's hard to get past those background checks. That's what messes me up.
And that's how I knew when I applied for this job for servicing and delivering porta potties. This is when I knew they were kind of fucked up, or I had them. Because I didn't want it, man. My sister told me about it, so I was doing her a favor by doing the interview. But the dude goes, yeah, you're going to drive a work truck. And I go, oh, right there, stop. I got 2 DWIs. He goes, yeah, doesn't matter. I go, oh, shit. And then he goes, something, drug test. I go, drug test. I go, there you got me. I'm not clean. He goes, well, you don't have to take
Don't
it.
worry about it.
Chingao, man.
Sounds like I might have a chance there, man. We'll have to talk after this.
They'll make you supervisor.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll stop there. I was gonna say something else. Cool, man. Aside from that,
You stop there because Kim was like this. Hey, that's enough.
yeah, I know. Incriminating myself.
Liability issues.
Plead the fifth, motherfucker.
It's all alleged. Yeah, okay, Cam, how about you? How's your day so far?
So far, so good. I'm coming back from a week on the road in the traveling life of being an attorney. And so when you're in the office after being gone for a while, everybody wants to talk to you. They want to call you and you're like, just stop calling me.
Yeah, you need a couple days to kind of get settled back in and everything. Where did you go?
This last time I was in Philadelphia, Albuquerque, and that's about it for last week.
Yeah. It's crazy. Can you talk about what are you doing, at least on a higher level?
Yeah, generally speaking, I was doing discovery in various cases. So I was actually taking depositions of witnesses, including doctors, fact witnesses, people who interacted with the parties to the case, and trying to catch them in lies early on.
It's real grown-up stuff right there.
Adulting 101.
That's big time adulting.
In Albuquerque,
Iggy over here wanting to get fired. I don't have a job. She's over here actually doing real work.
so that's what it's like. In Albuquerque and Philly, we're going next. Detroit, man, all the most dangerous fucking
I try to keep it real.
Apparently, Baltimore's next.
gangster.
Yeah, so listeners, I apologize. I'm getting over a cold. I'm on the last, couple days of it, but you might hear a sniffle here and there. I got the box of tissue here. But okay, cool. So let's start with, let's go into, like I was telling you, your background, man, just so the listeners can get to know you a little bit. I'm assuming you're from El Paso?
That's what I've been saying my whole life, man. I found out when I was around 14 that we were actually legal. Because my mom has told me, cabron, you were born here. Don't ever say or think otherwise. Even though I was being called way back by like the students, the fucking principal. The principal called me way back, man. Yeah.
What school is this?
I'll call him out. Mr. Edwards from Fort Bliss Elementary in fucking 1991. Straight out, man. And it was weird, bro, because I knew some English, you know what I'm saying? Like we came from Juarez to El Paso when I was 3, so I knew some English, but like I knew what the word wet meant, and I knew what back meant, but I don't know that when put together was a different thing, man. Yeah. And Mexican kids were calling me racial shit, so I know what was going on. I was just a scared little kid, man. But that was Fort Bliss Elementary. That was my upbringing. And anyways, I grew up here in the borderland. Started doing comedy 9 years ago. Next month will be 9 years. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Almost a decade, man.
Yeah. And going back to that shit, man, of being put down. I didn't think I would never thought of I would do something like this, like comedy or even public speaking, man. I was always quiet, shy, because I was always told, like, you're not shit and fuck you, and so you get recruited. I didn't talk. I have friends still, dude, that don't know the voice, the sound of my voice. They go, fuck you, never talk. I'm just observant, I guess. I don't know.
So that's what you sound like. No, but you're right, man. I was the same, man. I didn't really come out of my shell till like my early 20s, man. So, I definitely, not for the wetback thing per se, but
you got here legally.
But yeah, it was just, a lot of bullying type shit. And, I was kind of short growing up. I didn't hit a growth spurt till like my senior year and shit. But yeah, so I can relate to that, man. How about high school, man? How did that go? Or what Were you? Did you already know more than 3 words of English by then?
It's weird, man, because by high school, I was when I went to Austin High School.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Class of 2000, what's up?
Oh, shit.
And I already had a kid. I was already married. So I had been in a gang and
Oh, shit.
drugs and street and all that shit. But when I had my kid, I got out my ex-wife got pregnant at 16.
Oh, shit.
So around that time, I started disassociating with all that shit. But it was funny because I was in high school and fuckers go, "Hey man, you want to ditch and smoke?" Like, I can't, man, I gotta go change my kid's diaper and shit. My wife's waiting for me after class.
That kind of saved your life a little bit.
Yeah,
in a
oh,
lot
it totally
of ways,
did,
right?
man. Totally did. Yeah.
Shit, well, that's a blessing.
Judges had tried, my mama had tried, everyone tried, man. No one could get me to stop. But when I saw my kid, well, actually, my ex-wife had told me when she got pregnant. I go, man, I don't have my kid have a dad as a junkie or you know what I mean, a gang member.
Prison.
Yeah, even worse,
Having to
not be
visit.
there. Yeah.
I've had to visit my dad.
Dude, that shit was hard, man. That's a lot
whole
of
life.
that's what I like talking about shit that people kind of don't like talking about. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I got out of the gang, but I still wanted that shit, man. I was addicted to the adrenaline, the rush, of
the
going somewhere.
lifestyle.
Yeah, and I know I had to quit. It was the right thing to do, but what people don't talk about is you still have that itch, like, damn, my homies are partying, or I still want to do that line of coke, but I can't. I went cold turkey, dude. I was a crazy motherfucker, but I have crazy friends. And they told me you were the crazy one. Like as far as doing drugs, I'll do anything, man. Fucking dip socks in gasoline and sniff them. Idiots, bro. And then smoke a cigarette afterwards, like dummies.
Damn.
Yes, I did all that shit. But when I made that decision with my son when he was gonna be born, cold turkey, man. One day to the next.
Really?
Nope. Yeah, and they would go, "Hey, man, you want to hit this joint?" No, I'm good. What do you mean? Like you just smoked last night, but now I don't. And I went 17 years clean, dude. Just cold turkey. Yeah.
That's good, man. Congratulations. Hell yeah. Do you have any, since we're talking about stories, any crazy gang stories?
Shit, which one, man? I like talking about the one when
It's kind of funny, maybe. I don't know. It's up to you.
I like talking about the one when I got out, because also on top of comedy, man, I do speeches or work with knuckleheads, man. I'll call them knuckleheads, man. They're at-risk kids and shit. Good kids, but whatever. They're astray for now. But I like telling the story when I got out because a lot of them don't think it's possible or it's fucking scary. It is scary as shit, man. When I got out, I had to tell my homies, Devil and who's the other one? Scooby. These motherfuckers one of them actually did go to prison for murder. Oh shit. He killed a pedophile dude that was trying to pick up a kid, and he saw it. Shit. He killed him. Well, beat his. I didn't say names, did I? No, we're good. Beat him, and the dude ended up dying. But hey, that was justified, man. This dude's trying to pick up kids in the alley, and my friend saw him. But anyway, I had to tell those dudes, I want to get out. And I told them I want to get out. I don't know what comes next, man. I don't know what time it is. You get jumped out.
Yeah.
So I told them I want to get out, and they're bigger than me. I told them I want to get out, and I just went like in a turtle shell position, like waiting for the chingazos. And this is the interesting part, man. The main dude, which was Devil, said to the other cat, he goes, "We're not going to touch him." He goes, "What do you mean? He wants to get out. We got to beat his ass." He goes, "Nah, he's doing it for the right reasons. We should be doing this shit. No one touches him." Dude, the relief that came over me. I thought they were going to fuck me up. This guy was already cracking his knuckles and everything. But I like telling that story because I told that to a kid one time in a boot camp in a juvenile detention center.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Mister, how do you get out?" I go, "Hey, I'm not going to lie to you, little homie. It's going to be scary as hell." And people that, excuse me, dudes that you had shit with when you were gangbanging, they're not going to forget that beef. They don't give a fuck.
He's out. Leave him alone.
He believes in God. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit. I got in a lot of fights after I got out, as a matter of fact. But
And then you don't have the backup anymore because you got out of the game.
oh, you're on your own, buddy. Yep.
So the moral story, kids, is if you want to get out of a gang, get a girl pregnant at 16.
There you go.
Life lessons.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah. Okay, so then did you graduate?
Yeah. That was the weird part, man, because I got kicked out of every fucking school I went to.
Damn, how many did you go to?
Oh,
I believe you.
shit. I think 6, maybe 7.
Holy shit.
But
I
so
didn't know
much
there's that
so-
many schools in...
Yeah, man. So much so that at the end, this was right before I made my kid. I was about 15 and 15 going on 16. Anyways, we had a meeting with the superintendent, dude. That's how far up it went. With the superintendent, it was my mom, me, the superintendent, like some school district bigwigs.
Yeah.
Dude, they wheeled in my fucking my record like in a cart, man. It was files upon files. And the lady said to me, the superintendent, I'll never forget her name, man, Gloria Boyer. I'll call her out too. She said, "You tried, son. We tried. Why don't you just drop out? We call it even. Maybe you go get a job." And she said like that, and she had a point. I was actually agreeing with her.
Yeah.
She wasn't being a dick. I had tried the
Job, you
evidence.
fucking wetback.
And I looked over, man, and my mom, because I used to translate from mom.
Oh, okay.
And she would always look at me and ask me, ¿Qué dijo? ¿Qué dijeron? What they say? This time she didn't. She just had this beat look like, I know this is the last straw.
Yeah.
And I told the lady, you know what? I don't like seeing my mom like this, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's around the time where it started to change. I said, I don't like seeing my mom like this. Give me one more chance and I'll graduate. Anyways, so the lady says, I believe the tone of your voice and I believe you'll graduate by 2001, whatever. Because I had failed the grade.
Okay.
So 2001, I'm going to graduate in 2000.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I told her like that. I'll see you in 2000, man, for my graduation ceremony. And I did. I graduated a year earlier. Got my shit straight, man. And I was going to alternative school. So I would have... I will steal teachers' answer key, you know what I mean, the book, or get nerds. But I still
counts.
I attended. Goddammit.
It counts.
I graduated. Real quick, but when I graduated, it was the coolest thing. When I first started in alternative school, when I was like 13, 12, whatever, there was one art teacher, and when I graduated, the same art teacher was there for my graduation at the alternative school.
Yeah.
Anyways, he told me, and I had my son with me, man. My son was one, dude, straight out. I got pictures of my graduation holding my son. And the art teacher says, I remember when you first came in here with Dickie shorts and an attitude and you didn't give a fuck. And he goes, look at you now, man. You look like a UTEP graduate. And it choked me up, man. I had my son with me and
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like talking shit up, talking about that type of shit, especially to kids that grew up being told you're not the shit. Sometimes, man, it gets to your head and you start believing it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why a lot of the work I've done with these type of like at-risk youth or whatever,
Yeah.
a lot of times it's just give them a hug. Makes
Oh,
a
yeah.
biggest difference. They've been getting their ass kicked. They've been told they're not shit. You do the opposite of what they've had their whole life. It's almost instant sometimes, man. It's weird.
I'm very big on hugs, man. Mm-hmm. I personally don't have kids, but I've dated women.
Oh, you're a
with
virgin,
kids.
right on.
Yeah, I'm a virgin.
Hey, hold on. Kim doesn't...
Well, I'm a virgin with women, but
Cam doesn't have kids. They do. I think she's a virgin too, man.
It's probably true.
Cam said, from where? From where?
yeah, no, but women that I've dated that have kids, I would try different things, methods of trying to connect with them and whatnot. If they're misbehaving, that's not my kid. So I wouldn't yell at them or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I would say, hey, don't talk to your mom like that. She loves you. She she's done so much for you. Why would you talk to her like that? I try to talk to them in a calm voice, but I'd always, even in correction, I'd always end it with a hug.
That's big. That's big, man.
They'd be like all surprised. I go, damn, you don't hug your kid, do you?
Because they expect you to be pissed off, and when you're not,
go to your room.
Yeah, it rewires
You
your
still
little
gotta go to
brain.
your room, motherfucker. But come on, bring it in. Bring it in. You know what I mean? Give
I'm
me
still
a
gonna
hug.
cuss you off. I'm gonna give a hug afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, and she, I hope maybe they took something good out of it. Those girls or whatever. They were all cool moms, but it's just that overlooking that hug, it actually goes a long way. How did you get into that? Because that's not even in my notes, but into that type of community outreach type of work that you're doing.
Dude, I'm not Mother Teresa or none of this. You know what I mean? Like, when I started doing
something.
When I started doing this more to save myself, kind of, because I just got a divorce. Dude, I lost everything, homie. Everything, my job. Well, that one I quit because they're about to fire me. But because of the divorce, man, I lost my house. So I started a gangbanger, fuck up, whatever. And then I became a regular civilian. I did that for like 15, 16 years, dude. I work, go home, not gangbanging, not doing drugs, not even hanging out with these cats. Just
go home,
work, my kids. So when I lost that, divorce, I lost the house, everything, dude, my cars. All I had was a motorcycle and a duffel bag, straight out. Damn.
To be clear, I did not represent him in his divorce.
To be clear, no one represented me. This bitch just milked me, man. But
Like in the movies, just a duffel bag and a damn.
it's straight out, man, like a fucking horror movie shit. But and I was doing comedy, but I don't know, man. I felt like lonely, lost, whatever.
Okay.
And I remember passing by the juvenile detention center and remember being in there. You know, I go, fuck it, I'll go talk to these kids. Maybe that'll help me, you know, get some good karma going. I don't know, man.
see, yeah.
Something just kind of like drove me that way.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid of rejection, dude. It's weird. I'm very afraid of rejection. And I went and they fucking told me no. They told me no. I don't know. And I was leaving. I go, fuck, man, this was stupid. Why did I even do this to begin with?
You're so stupid, Iggy.
Yeah. But did you say yourself to be told no, idiot, again?
That's life, man.
And I was about to get on my motorcycle and take off, man. But I go, nah, I'm going to try this again, man. I'm going to make this my thing that I do, you know? And a couple years later, I met up with this kid that was actually a drug dealer, man. He was a small-time drug dealer, sold fucking weed here and there. And he wanted to do promotions and shit like that. Anyway, just on a whim, I told him, hey, you know what, man? I went to the JPD, talked to these kids. They told me no. If you could set something up, because you want to be a comedian also.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll help you with your comedy shit. You help me with this. Dude, the next day, this guy calls me, the kid, and he goes, I got you a meeting with the Chief Martinez.
Oh, shit.
I go, for what? He goes, to talk about the thing you want to do. That fast, that quick, man. What I couldn't do, 6 years had passed since the first time I went. Yeah. This kid, what I couldn't do in 6 years, he did it. Which I thought was a cool
One
story
day.
because this kid, here's this kid that's a drug dealer getting me to talk to kids to help them not be what he was and what I used to be, you know?
That's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, and then from there, I spoken like at UTIP. I've done speeches at like a teenage drug rehab program type shit. Just it kind of became my life mission, man. Because when I was their age, if you would have told me that when as an adult I would have this cool fucking blonde girlfriend doing comedy and all this shit, and all four of my kids, dude, they don't cuss, they don't steal shit. The opposite of me, man. Very good kids. If you would have told me this when I was their age, I would have told you to fuck off. I wouldn't have believed you. There's hope for me. Fuck you. You're lying. But there is, dude. There is, and that's why I like conveying that to the shovels. You know what I mean? I know you think everything's fucking going to hell right now, and it probably is, or it feels that way. But there's a way out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always hope.
There you go.
How often do you do it? As far as speaking.
It was sporadic, dude, because I almost landed a deal with a JPD, juvenile fucking brain damage, dude. I'm not even drunk or high yet. It's just brain damage. JPD, goddammit. Juvenile place.
Something.
And I almost had the deal, man. I went to talk to the chief. It turned out the chief went to high school where I went. He even had the same like cholo slang, like, oh, sabes qué? And we were talking like that. In this badass office with mahogany desk and shit. We're talking like homeboys. And he says, he goes, you're the real deal. These kids need you. They need someone like this. Because I'm not a counselor going in there telling them, you know what I mean, the shit that I read in the book, you dig?
Yeah.
Or they've had cops or fucking judges tell them, behave. They've never had a homeboy tell them, hey man, get your head out of your ass and shit. Snap out of it in their language, you dig?
Yeah.
And anyway, so I almost landed that deal, and then I caught a fucking DWI, dude. I'm gonna keep this shit real. I caught a DWI, man.
Sucks.
And this is the funniest part of the story. I caught the DWI from drinks that were bought to me by the sheriff.
Oh shit.
Trip on it. He didn't know I was gonna drive. Neither did I. He just bought me a shot. And then later on, another one because he forgot he bought me the first shot. Oh. And he bought me the shot. He goes, he runs the JPD, the sheriff's department does. So he goes, I heard what you're trying to do with this department of mine. Congratulations. You're doing good work. Let me buy your shot. Don't take the shot. Later on, he forgot he had bought me one. Buys me another one. Anyways, I take off driving, man. Fucking get pulled over 1 block away, bro.
Damn.
We're going 1 block. I drove 1 block and got pulled over. And anyways, a deal with JPD was out the window because I had a misdemeanor now.
Yeah.
So now, after that, I only do it when someone would hear about me talking to kids, they would invite me. Give me to like the Runaway Center or whatever, and I just go speak to them.
Okay.
But just recently, I started working with Real Talk Youth Impact Program.
Oh, Real Talk.
Yeah,
My
man.
homie's involved in that.
Oh, which one?
Alan.
Alan, yeah, that's the homie that got me in, man.
Okay.
Yeah, good people,
I know
man.
you knew him. Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah, so now we do
Shouts
that.
to Alan, a.k.a. Lobes.
Yeah.
A.k.a. Lobes-matic.
And Jules too, man. Jules that runs it. But with that we do once a month, which I love, man. But I think with kids like that, situations like that, I would like to work with them like on a weekly basis, man. So I might start my own shit, man. Working with these chavos and just give them something other than a scare straight program, man.
Yeah.
Because I went through those, and not to be trying to be tough or whatever. Sometimes we we're not scared, man. We grew up. I've already seen motherfucker get shot.
every
You know what I mean?
day,
Yeah, you can't scare me by yelling at me. And why would you?
Yeah.
We're trying to escape that mentality of yelling at you, or you ain't shit, or I could fuck you up, or I'm scarier than you. Everyone's scary. Everyone's got balls. What about a hug? Let's hug these kids.
Yeah.
Call them by their name or make eye contact. One time I hugged this kid, he almost cried, man, just because I fucking hugged him. He was in the boot camp program, the GPD.
Damn.
Just a fucking hug, man. You could tell his parents, his uncle didn't give a fuck. Yeah, straight out. And this cat was tattooed on the face and shit. Damn. Yeah, shaved head, 17. He was actually there for the same charges at the same age that I was when I was there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man. It was interesting because I didn't have the...
It's getting me choked up. No more wine. No more wine. Don't give me any more wine.
But I told the kid, what are you here for? And he looked like me when I was there, man. Shaved head, goatee, tattoos, and shit on the neck and the face, whatever. But he's, I'm here for breaking the house. I go, oh, shit. How old are you? So, told me his age. I go, I was here at the same age as you for the same shit. So, and I only had a couple minutes ago. Let me just tell the story of the last house I broke into. And I just started into the story, man. This kid was the hardest looking cat there. 17, but here he looked like he was ready for prison.
Yeah.
That he started crying. And I did too, man. I started crying with the chief in the hallway and shit. But I just told him the story of the last house I broke into. I go, you don't want to be in that position, bro. Because when I was walking out of that house, to hear a shotgun being cocked behind you, I felt this shit in my spine, man. And I remember thinking, this is where I'm going to die. And weirdly enough, I was okay with it because I deserved it, man. I knew I shouldn't have fucking been there. Yeah. So me entiendes, but I went through it, and me telling that kid, I didn't keep up with him. This was about 2 years ago. But I guarantee you, man, that kid either got out of that lifestyle or at least thought about it.
Yeah.
Which is something that a judge or a cop couldn't have done. You know what I mean? I had that impact because I was doing the same shit you were doing. And if we're doing the same shit, you might have the same outcome, which is a fucking shotgun getting cocked behind you, man. Yeah.
That's from the cops?
No, the homeowners, man. Oh, even worse. Those guys. Yeah. Yeah. I would tell that story, man. I want to save it for the Counseling the Con podcast I'm doing with Cam Nichols, but that's like a little teaser, man. But yeah, telling that kid the story of the last house I broke into, broke him down, and it broke down a barrier that he might have put up, man. Just the impact of the fucking trueness, the rawness of that story and shit.
Hope he got out of it, man.
I think so,
shouts
bro.
to that guy. Hi, man. Well, let's talk about the comedy, man. So, did you start pretty young? When did you start? Tell us about the early days of getting into comedy.
I used to watch comedy, and not that I was a fan. I liked, they're saying funny shit, and I would watch it, but I never would seek it or had favorite comedians or nothing. But one day, my oldest son, which at the time was, I think, 10, my son Julian, and this little motherfucker comes up to me and goes, hey, Dad, not even little, he was taller than me at 10, man. He was about my height at 10. This fucker is tall. And he goes, hey, Dad, you know who my hero is? Dude, I got all pumped up, like, yeah, he's going to tell me I'm his hero. You know who my hero? He goes, Adam Sandler. Fuck, and I hate Adam Sandler, but no, nothing personal. I just can't stand the dude.
That style.
That's your fucking hero. So I knew Adam Sandler did stand-up.
Yeah.
So I said, fuck, I told my ex-wife, I'm going to do stand-up, record that shit, and show it to my son. Maybe then he'll think I'm not a square, right? Dude, I did. I went
if the tattoos all over your body didn't do it.
That's what I told him later, fucker. I got a motorcycle, goddammit.
Duffel bag.
And I saw a poster somewhere that said El Paso Underground Comedy. And I go, there's fuckers in El Paso that do comedy and shit. And underground, they talk shit. I thought they just got up there and roast people, and which I grew up doing, man. In the hood, that's all you do is talk shit about someone's shoes.
That's my shit, right?
Yeah, one dude wore the wrong shoe one time. For 10 years after that, he was a wrong shoe guy. You know? So I went up and tried it, recorded it. And my ex-wife's picking me up from work. She's got the video with her. And my kid's in the back. So I get in the car, man. I look back. My son, Julian, is in the back, pissed off, arms crossed and shit. What's wrong with you, man? He goes, nothing, Dad. I saw that you did stand-up comedy, and I'm mad. I go, but you weren't impressed? Like, I wanted to impress you. He goes, no, I'm mad because I wanted to do it. Now I can't because you did it. I felt like an asshole, dude. I felt like the biggest dick.
You stole his dream.
Yes. And then, but this is the beauty, man. Afterwards, when we finally got home, I'm sitting on the edge of my bed, man. Without him, man, I was bummed out, homie.
Damn.
And fucking with my fucking head on my hands, and this little asshole walks by the long hallway at the end, and he stops, looks, and he gives me that nod, like, and he laughs like that was good shit. Because he knew it was funny, man.
Okay,
he knew it was,
like, all right,
and
all right.
I think I even talked shit about him on one of my first bits, but but ever since then, man, I had no aspiration to do it again. I just wanted to do it one time for that purpose.
Yeah.
But I ended up being good at it, and around that same time is when I started getting the divorce. So that's the only thing I had to fall back on. That's only the shit that got me out the couch, bro. 6 months straight after my divorce and shit. I used to tuck in my kids every night. All this shit, man, that I used to do, no longer there. I was just drinking and depressed as fuck. And the only thing that got me out the couch was fucking comedy, man. And even then, I would go up there and just I almost cried one time. You know what's fucked up? Yes, because I didn't want to go on stage. And I tell this vato for the open mic, I go, hey, homie, I'm just here to check it out. I don't want to go on. He goes, yeah, sure. Well, I'm depressed and shit. I don't feel it. He goes, all right, cool, man. He goes on stage, he goes, your first comedian, Iggy Samaniego. And I still had my backpack on, my like 3 jackets, because I was homeless with a motorcycle in winter, bro.
Yeah.
And so I'm going other peeling fucking jacket after jacket. I threw my backpack. I go, fuck this backpack. This is all I have. And I was just ranting. I go, this is all I have, a fucking backpack and a motorcycle, man. I'm like Dory the Explorer and shit. I talk to my backpack motherfuckers and in the middle of the rant, I look and everyone was laughing. And I wasn't doing it for a laugh. I was pissed, dude. The look I was giving the dude that introduced me, fucking, even though I didn't want to, he knew I was pissed. But then it hit me. This is what I do with pain. You know what I'm saying? This is my fucking thing.
Yeah.
And after that, I just rode it all the way ever since, man.
Been doing it
Save
ever
my
since.
ass. Yeah, save my ass.
Did you do your first shit with El Paso Underground Comedy?
Yeah.
That's
Shout
Jerry
out
shit, right?
Jerry Carnes Maquero. That's motherfucker that saved my ass, man. I was pissed off at him, but he still saved me.
Is he the one that called you up?
Yeah, that was him.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to Jerry. That's my boy too. I haven't seen him in forever though.
Yeah, man. Oh, we're actually doing a fucking a tour, man. The Borderland Kings of Comedy. Where,
That's part of my what I wanted to
Oh,
talk
all right,
about
all right,
as
all
well.
right.
But yeah, don't worry about it. He was actually, I mean, I've done different things with him, but he's episode 2 of my show. If you go back, he was
that's
the
right.
Second ever guest that I had.
he's the one that told me about you. That's right. But we're beefing at the time. I fought with that fucker like 9 times, man. Just like a brother, homie. We always fighting, but we always come back and hug it out and shit. Always have, man.
Yeah, I had one of my homies was episode 1. Then I was like, I don't want to just have people I know. And I was living right there on Copper Street, right there. Yeah, that was in Copper, Central. Right. And then of course Coconuts is right there.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna go introduce myself to this guy and see what the heck. See if he'll be my second guest. No, this is 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I've been doing it for that long. But yeah, I'll pass underground. I've tried stand up a handful of times, and the first one was there also.
Yeah. A lot of people got started there, man.
Yeah.
It's weird and it's because I take Paso comedians or even myself performing in other cities, man, and you can think, this is just El Paso funny. It's not gonna be funny anywhere else. Not that it's local references, but when like go do a show in California in a fucking theater, sold out theater. And people are laughing, and I open up with, I'm from El Paso. Hey, shit, that's whistling and Chico's Taco and whatever the fuck, and just riffing on that shit, man. But I think a lot of the flavor, because El Paso comedians it's weird, man. They have their own flavor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I think part of it is because we started there at Coconuts, a fucking bar 1 block away from police headquarters. Yeah. And there's still stabbings and fucking nightly, man. They don't give a shit.
1 block away from the damn way.
These dudes doing coke in the parking lot, and you look to the left, there's a fucking police headquarters right there.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, I mean, he kept that going for a long time, huh?
Oh, dude, that was a nightmare. Well, not a nightmare. At the time it was, because hecklers, chola hecklers, throwing shit at the comedians, man, motherfuckers fighting. There's a dude that threw a tall boy. An open tall boy.
Yeah.
At Jerry one time. Yeah, and it missed his fucking big ass nose. No offense, Jerry, but a big ass sniffer, homie. It missed his nose by fucking like an inch. I saw the video.
Because it's Al recorded, right?
Yeah. I saw that video on the loop.
He threw it hard too, like. And he wasn't far. He was like right there.
Like 4 feet away through the tall boy. That was closed because he snuck that shit in, man.
Yeah.
They don't even saw fucking high gravity. This guy snuck that shit in.
Yeah, I remember that shit. We talked about. He was on a few episodes actually. I would bring him on as a kind of like a co-host after that first one. But yeah, that's where I've done it a couple times there.
Yeah, that's my boy.
How did you get over the kind of like the stage fright or anything like that? Did you ever have any of that? Because I know we talked earlier about always being beaten down with verbal abuse and other kinds of abuse.
I think maybe I would have if I would have gone in there like, hey, I want to try comedy because I'm funny and I think I'm cute. I didn't, man. What happened is I worked at Costco at the time, and I would make coworkers laugh, just a few, the ones that I got along with. But I was never trying to do material or I'll just be myself and fuckers would laugh or say shit that came to my head. Motherfuckers would laugh. So when I went to try to impress my son, which backfired miserably, I just went in the intention of that. You know what I'm saying? And it was weird because, dude, I blacked out. I remember doing it, and I wasn't drunk when I did it my first time, but I remember doing it, whatever, and just going through the motions.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I had invited my older brother. My older brother will make you laugh. He'll tell you, he's been telling at family parties the same joke for fucking 20 years. People still laugh, man. He's entertaining. He's funny as fuck. This is my older brother. I invited him to go check me out for the first time doing stand-up. And when I got off, I got off, he goes, "Hey, carnal." I'm like, fuck, he's going to tell me he sucked, man. The way he said, "Hey, carnal, what's up, man?" He goes, "You're pretty fucking funny." He goes, "I didn't think you were going to be funny. To be honest, I was nervous for you." And he says, "But I noticed something that maybe someone else didn't." I go, "What's that, man?" He said, "Before you went on, there was like 4 comedians. And the room was packed. Coconuts was packed. Everyone was on coke and shit. No one gives a fuck." He says, "For all the other 4 comedians, everyone was talking." He goes, "When you went up, they listened."
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a big deal.
And I told him, "What did I do?" He goes, "I don't know. You just went up and you start talking and they shut up and they listen." And in comedy, they'll tell you, man, and it's not fucking bragging at all, dude, because I've eaten shit many times after that.
Yeah.
But in comedy, most comedians, you listen to them do interviews, whatever. They all say, the first time you go on, you suck. And I didn't. I'm not saying I'm badass or I'm special.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's because I just wanted there to impress my son, fuck everyone else. You know, that's probably what saved my ass. And
Yeah, your mentality, your attitude was a little different than everybody else.
yeah, and
Because of the reason behind it or whatnot.
that and years of shit talking back, because I was always the youngest, the smallest, the faggiest. You know what I mean? They always picked at me. So all I had was words, man. I got myself out of several ass kickings just by making the other dude laugh. You know what I mean? And that's kind of why I saw it when I went up. I saw it as it's like a battleground. Oh, because I said I prepared for a week like a motherfucker, man, for my first time doing it. And then when I went up, I go, as long as no one heckles me, I'll be okay. I don't know shit about comedy. I just wrote my 8 minutes, whatever. And I get on stage.
Not bad. 8 minutes.
Oh, that was a fucking eternity,
That's a
dude.
lot.
But I go on the stage, and my first sentence, I go, I'm Iggy from El Paso, I'm from Central. This one dude heckles me. My first sentence into my fucking biggest nightmare.
Fuck Central.
And he said something, and tried to heckle me, and I can't remember what he said. My sister's got it on video. I should look it up.
Oh, bro, cool.
But I shot back real quick, got a big ass laugh, and just kept going. You know what I mean? I don't know what compelled me to do that. Maybe it's years of, well, fuck you, fuck me, fuck you, whatever. But I gave him shit, and after that, I never really thought of it. I'll do. I've done like sold out fucking theaters and shit like that. And afterwards, I won't say shit. Like you wait, shake hands with people. Hey, thanks for coming to a show, whatever. So most comedians are hanging from people. Hey, what's up? And taking Instagram pics and shit. I'm the fucking quiet dude with his hands in his pocket and the side. Not that I'm shy, but you know what I'm saying?
It's just not your style.
Yeah, there you go, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how to turn it off and shit, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But on stage is different, I guess,
Yeah,
because
sure on stage is good.
this is years of me being quiet, motherfuckers. Now you guys can hear my voice.
You would think you'd want hecklers, man, because you're already like you're good at shit talking. Like, bring it on, you know what I mean? But it does interrupt fucks with your flow of your set, especially if you're barely starting. And once you're a professional like you, I mean, you're it's easier. But
Yeah, it's
when
fun.
I first
But
did it, I was like, I hope nobody interrupts me because I'm gonna do it exactly the way I rehearsed it.
Yeah,
30
yeah.
times.
yeah, verbatim. And
Yeah, so if anybody says anything that throws me off, I'm gonna fucking forget the rest of my shit.
And
I don't like going up there with my phone or anything like that. So
I used to go with notes because, again, the brain damage. If I talk like I'm fucked up, I'm not, man. It's brain damage. I've been fucking hit with fucking rocks
Kick in the head.
and locks and socks and fucking kicks and sticks, motherfucker. But I used to go with notes sometimes. And what I did, dude, I like a sheet of paper, right?
Yeah.
But I folded it in 4. And on the outside of it, I would draw a dick.
oh shit.
Weird. And then when I needed my notes, I would say, "Oh, hold on real quick, guys. My son wrote a poem.
Oh,
Do you want me to read it for you guys? I don't know what the fuck this is." And I would pull it out, and I'm pretending to like I'm gonna read a poem that my son, but it had a dick in the back, so people would be laughing while I'm looking at my notes. This shit was, or I would write, "You suck, dad" on the back. So when I'll be reading the poem, this shit worked so good that Jerry Carnes, for about 3-4 years that I did this, one day he saw the inside of the paper. Go, oh shit, you have notes? Oh yeah, fucker. I thought you knew. I thought you were just showing people a picture of dick to be on my mon. But it worked, man.
That is fucking smart, dog.
Maybe I should try that in court.
There you go.
Oh shit, you suck, Judge.
Some guy, he actually has a special right now on Netflix. Dion Cole, I think his name is.
Oh, the black dude?
Yeah. He goes up. He has another smaller special. It's on Netflix too. It's called Stand Ups, and it's multiple. They do like 30 minutes, and it's just different. Each episode is a different comic. And he goes up with a paper. I don't know if I think he does have actually have notes on there, but he kind of incorporates like to make people laugh. Like if they laugh harder, sorry, and he's like writes I can note, like in other words, keep that one.
Yes.
So he uses that. It's like a prop, you know.
Yeah.
But I bet you he does actually have notes in there, you know. But that guy's hilarious. Oh yeah, man. So you've been doing it for 9 years. Talk about some of those bigger gigs, man. Like, how did you score them? How did it go? Anything crazy happen backstage? Any stories that came out of it?
I'm trying to think of the statute of limitations on some of these stories.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's why a lot of my stories I can't. Some of my best stories I can't say shit.
I have not pre-vetted these stories.
Yeah, they gotta be. Very...
I told you about the lady gave me a hand job in their van, and but it's weird, dude, because
it's consensual.
She came. Shit, that threw me off. All right.
Get your notes.
And because I just went to a competition yesterday, a competition with El Paso up-and-coming El Paso comedians.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, and anyways, man, looking at these cats, and a lot of them are homies, a lot of them put in a lot of work and shit. But it got me thinking of when I first kind of started, whatever, and someone would tell me, hey, yo, you want to do the show? I go, yeah, I'll be there. And then after that, I'll ask when and where.
Okay.
I'm the fucker. Yes, I'll be there. Oh, by the way, where is it? I just said yes because
okay.
I was losing everything, man. I had already lost everything.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to my manager at Costco. Dude, I was there 11 years, making like 42,000 a year. Shit. Yeah, dude, for pushing shopping carts, man. Damn. People didn't believe me. I used to carry my pay stub. What do you do for a living? I push shopping carts. Oh, that must suck. I go, not really. Check it out. I got $22 an hour, whatever.
Yeah.
But I started losing all that shit, and I just got a motorcycle. Started doing gigs, man. And I went to Corpus Christi one time in a fucking Greyhound. Oh, I lied. I went to McAllen, did a show, and there was not a show the following day. So I went on the Greyhound again from there to Corpus Christi to do an open mic, 5 minutes. Yeah, 4 hours in the fucking Greyhound to do 5 minutes, bro. Unpaid. And there I met this dude, Javi Luna. And later on, there was the Latin Comedy Jam was hidden. Big, man. These cats had big names. They had a nice tour going. And a dude bailed out. And that dude, Javi Luna, mentioned my name to them.
Okay.
So in essence, I didn't go fucking 19 hours total in that Greyhound that one time? It was not for nothing, you know what I mean? Yeah. That cat saw me. He liked me. We became homies, and he threw my name out there, and I got picked up with a Latin Comedy Jam.
Nice. Yeah,
so that helped me out, man. I was doing fucking theaters and casinos and everything but comedy clubs. But yeah, and this was like about 5-6 years into doing, no, about 4 years into doing comedy, man. But
yeah, doing those big ones. Yeah,
I was that dude, man. I would get on my bike, go to do a show in Phoenix, and then from there to Albuquerque, and just with my motorcycle, my duffel bag on my lap, bro. Yeah.
That's crazy, dog. Hell yeah, man. Well, can you talk about the new project you got going on with your boys, the Borderland Kings, right?
Yeah, Borderland. He's a comedy, man. Yeah, it's Jerry Carnes, Marquero, Omar Tarango, Otis Hicks, and myself. Yeah.
Who started that? Can you give us the background?
Or
is it somebody else's story?
Yeah. You know, you should have fucking Omar on here, man. That guy's
the one that started it?
Yeah. He's the one that got approached. He got approached about doing this idea, and he goes, "Well, I was trying to do some similar, but it's hard, man. As a comedian, when you start doing doing producer work and shit like that, it takes away from your stand-up, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what he found a financial backer to do the other shit. You know what I mean? The back of the scene, whatever stuff,
behind scenes shit.
Yeah, and
logistics and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And we've all been on the road, man. Jerry's been on the road to his own shows. I was with the Latin Comedy Jam and other shows, and Omar. It's actually one of most booked comedians from El Paso, man. He goes on tour
he's
and shit.
funny, man.
Yeah, he does clubs and all that, and we just kind of meshed together. And I like the idea, man, because it's not Mexican. That's what I thought at first, but he goes, no, it's just his borderland.
Yeah.
Otis is fucking Otis is black and Puerto Rican and shit, you know.
Yeah.
But I like the idea, especially now, man, where that racially divide and people think they should hate someone. I don't give a fuck. My girlfriend's parents, my girlfriend's white as hell, probably even whiter than Cam. I think.
Pretty white.
Yeah, man, white as hell. And her parents both voted for Trump. The dad has at least 3 pistols on him all the time. He's that type of Republican. And when I went to meet them, nothing but love, man. They don't give a fuck that I'm brown, that I'm illegal or was illegal. You know what I mean? That they're Republicans, that they voted for Trump. We don't give a shit, man. So we transcend that. You know what I mean? And Omar was doing a show, and I think he said in Oregon, somewhere, man. And he goes, he did a joke about the wall, and he goes, I didn't think it was gonna hit, but it hit. So I think the country's ready for this type of shit, man. Let's make fun of it, or let's fucking something. You know what I mean? I'm done fighting, man. This is what I find that interesting about the fucking Republicans, Democrats, and Trump and all this shit. The last time I fought someone over colors, you know what I mean? I was a stupid ass teenager, man. I'm gonna do this as an adult because you like the fucking red cap with white letters. Fuck, I don't give a shit. Wear it, homie. I don't care.
I think in my opinion at least, most of the country's probably somewhere in the middle. But you hear the stories, and what
True.
makes the news is the far left, far right. You know, that's what makes the headlines. But for the most part, I think we're all in agreement.
If it
We're
bleeds,
somewhere in
it
the
leads.
middle.
What is it said?
Yeah,
If it bleeds,
exactly.
it leads, man.
Exactly.
And that's what this tour is doing, man. Is it? Look, man. Like I did a show one time in something with an F, Fullerton, no, Colorado, man. It's like the last fucking. I remember the name right now, but afterwards and I don't know, it's the owner. They just as a matter of fact, I made fun of the dude. I told him, hey, man, you look like a fucking you're like a crackhead Undertaker, the wrestler, whatever. You're like a crackhead Rob Zombie, homie. And this dude comes after my set. He goes, "You're pretty funny, wetback." Trip out, man. But he said it was mine. He was laughing, and he did say it was funny, so I didn't fuck him up. But that happened. I go, oh, there's something interesting here, man. Because prior to you listening to me and the story of fucking immigrants, because I talk about crossing illegally and shit like that, even though I was just a kid, but it broke some sort of barrier. You dig? Because he was able to talk to me. I bet you prior to that, he would never talk to a Mexican. You know what I mean? And I talked to a cat. He bought me dinner, because it was his place. But anyways,
He was the owner.
Yeah, the owner, and became cool as fuck. And I don't know, man. I touched one person, you know what I mean? And I don't know. I'm getting all fucking Mother Teresa now. Oh, I'm gonna change the world, and you watch, guys.
One laugh at a time.
Oh fuck. I have friends that are racist, man. It's taught they're raised a certain way, but it's weird. They can't fucking hate me. You know what I mean? And I don't do shit. I'm just myself, but you can see it's hard for them to hate me, and eventually it breaks down. Eventually they go, oh, they are good people. Yeah.
So yeah, I hate Mexicans. What about that guy? It's just Iggy. I don't think I'm
He
think of him
doesn't
as a
count.
Mexican.
He's an alien, all right, but a different sort of fucking alien.
Yeah, you get raised a certain way sometimes, but you know, these kind of opinions get kind of stuck in your mind, even though you know it's not right, because you'll have friends that'll be of a race that you were kind of maybe taught to hate. So you know you're not a racist, but you still kind of have those thoughts because you were programmed that way by your parents or uncles or whatever.
And they stick to you, man. Like, look, when I met Cam, I'll give this example. When I met Cam, I had seen her around a couple of times, and I just thought, oh, it's someone's friend, or she looked like a cool chick, but I would have never approached her or talked to her or started a conversation. I'm scared of white women, dude. I am fucking scared because growing up, I got my ass chewed out by teachers or judges. There are white women, the scariest shit, man.
I know. In my school, yes, that's true. In my school, they were kind of racist, but there was typically the female ones, female teachers. 'Cause you had some male teachers too, but yeah, white female teachers were.
Is it intimidating?
They're mean. They were mean to the Mexican kids.
Yes, and I mean, just generally speaking, women need to be a little bit scary.
True. I didn't think of that.
I don't blame them. Yeah, I don't blame them.
We have to work a little harder at it.
That's true.
It's like an interesting thing. When I started practicing law, one of the things that I quickly came to learn was that there's this perception that you are either a bitch or you're a pushover.
Oh, okay.
And so you have to kind of walk a very fine line.
There's not even in between.
No, there is no in between. There's the scary woman who's going to just eat you up and chew you out. And then there's the one who, oh, you can do whatever you want. She's not going to care. So you have to very carefully cultivate what your legal persona is.
You definitely don't want to be a pushover.
Right. And yet, anybody who thinks that you're a bitch isn't going to take you seriously either. So that's a really tough thing that I think that women in any profession probably have to contend with. And especially in our legal profession, we have to do that a lot.
Women contend with a lot in general because of the patriarchy. But no, it's true though. I mean, but then you don't want to go too far because then the whole world, your friends or people you're around won't like you if you're too much of a bitch. You want to be assertive, is what I say. That's the word I like.
Exactly, and I think we use the term bitch a little bit too freely, really to mean
But
assertive and confident women, which is what we should be proud to be.
Yes, absolutely, I agree.
And I found too that there are so many misconceptions wherever I travel about what life on the border looks like or what the people here are like, and it's very gratifying for me to be able to, at least in some small part, take away some of those disillusions that they have about what life around here actually is like. Because, like nobody would think looking at me that I'm from this area at all.
Yeah.
And then when I say, I live in El Paso, they say, oh, really? Isn't it scary? No.
The wild, wild west out here. They think you're the only white person here.
Right. They think that it's just me surrounded by everyone else. And
Got that.
I'm the token white person that they let stay here. And that every day that I am terrified that I might get taken away into the desert and left
by
for
a
dead.
brown person.
By a brown person. Yeah, right. Which, that just sounds like a fun Friday night.
You mean Friday night? Yeah.
After errands.
There you go. Is that where you guys mainly go, or where you go?
Oh no, I don't. I avoid the west side, man. Fuck that. I stay in central, bro.
Okay. Wonder what you're doing.
But you see,
there.
and it was a misconception that I had that, or it in my head, you know what I mean, about talking to her, approaching her.
Yeah.
Because when we finally did, I go, this chick is cool as fuck. You know, she's gangster too. I started chugging. Oh, this bro's gangster. But we got to talking, and it dispels whatever. Like, I'm sure if she was with her friends, they might have looked at me like, hey, don't talk to that guy with the tattoos on his neck. What are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean.
Meanwhile, we're fucking harmless. We're just scared of... I'm trying to think of a big word, but it's not going to come out. Preconceived notion.
Oh, shit.
Is that a big
There
word?
you go.
The thesaurus came out today. Oh, yeah. Well, since we've done plenty of time here, let's finish up by talking about y'all's project, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Great.
We'll let Cam take care of this part since it's been mostly Iggy here.
Sure. We're really excited about this project we've got going on. We've been working on it for a while now, but really what we wanted to do is bring together kind of the criminal past of someone who's been there and lived the lifestyle of, being in a gang, committing petty crime, and also knowing people who committed very serious crimes as well, and having those stories as part of Iggy's past, and then being able to talk about that. And really, it's going to be a lot of him telling me really good stories, with lots of comedy in there as well in the mix, and then hopefully I'll be able to talk about some of the legal concepts that come up that I think a lot of people maybe don't understand as much about. For example, a lot of people know what a Miranda right is. We hear it every day when we watch Law and Order on TV. You can't watch a legal show without hearing it. Yeah. But most people don't realize how recent of a construct that is, or kind of the different implications that come about with a Miranda right reading, or what it means when it's not effective.
Okay.
So something that I can bring to the table is talking about some of those legal issues. And also I'm a pretty good researcher, so I might be able to find some stories from around the world to add to the mix as well. Not so much based on my personal experience, although I will throw in some courtroom stories here and there, especially where I schooled people.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's a really good idea. When you guys were telling me, I was like, wow, this is really, it's like we said, we got the crime podcast out there, but this is a really unique angle, I would say.
Yeah,
I haven't heard
those are the
before.
most popular genres, right? Comedy and
True
fucking
crime.
true crime. Man. We're just meshing them together and
putting your twist on it.
And I gotta admit, man, I got a confession. I didn't listen to the crime podcast that Cam had told me
That
to
was the
listen.
first thing I told
Yeah.
him. You gotta listen to
You didn't do
these.
your homework?
No, this is before the show idea that we had. She just told me, listen to
okay, I
these.
see
And I
what you're
go,
saying.
all right. And actually, I tried. I go, this fucker's trying to tell me something. He missed a fact, the host. I go, nah, no criminal would have done that. Like, he took the liberty
Yeah.
of something turned me off. That's when I hit Cam up with the idea. I go, fuck that, let's make our own.
doing? Yeah, okay,
You know what I mean? We already kind of mesh, and you bring this balance or whatever. I'm this modern man. I'm all over the place and shit. But she kind of like brings it back down. But I don't know, man. I like the potential of this, because if you see us, you let Cam into your home, man. This type of person you let me. Fuck
You would
no.
buy Girl Scout cookies from me.
Oh, yeah. I would.
Oh shit! And me, you wouldn't buy a free sample from my ass, man.
Yeah, it is a real different.
But I like
the contrast.
Yeah, there you
yeah.
go. The contrast, the combining of both worlds, and I feel like a bored housewife or whatever could listen to it, or a dude that just got paroled after doing a dime for some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, different walks
Anyone
of
could
life.
listen to it. Yeah, that's what we're going for, man. And I don't know. Go ahead, Kim. You're
I think actually that really captures it very well. I think it's something that a lot of people have a fascination about. What does it look like in the criminal world
There
if
you
you're
go,
not
yeah.
a part of it? And if you are a part of it, well, maybe there are some stories that would help to make you feel like there is a life afterwards as well. Like we were talking about earlier with Iggy's history, there is a way out.
Yep.
And we don't want to promote crime. We
Yeah,
want it to be a very real conversation though about what that world is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of redemption also, man, because I broke into houses, a shitload of them, bro. I only got caught for one out of more than a dozen. You know what I mean? And that's because I got greedy and we double dipped. We had already broke into a house, went back again. Idiots, man, got caught. But it's not about bragging. If we have callers or we read a fan mail about someone's story, it's not about bragging, man. It's more about redemption, because all the houses I broke into, I hid all that shit buried deep inside. No one knew. Other than the homies I did it with, no one else knew. I think my ex-wife might have known about a couple. My kids didn't know, my family. No one, you know what I mean? But one day, I forgot who I told one of my stories to about breaking the house. It was kind of a relief, you know what I'm saying? I'm embarrassed as fuck, still am, of what I did. But it did something, man, to I guess, shit it out and go ahead. That's not me no more, man. You dig? I used to pass by this house that I broke into. We broke in at 3 in the fucking afternoon. And the neighbors were broken through the alley. They had a big ass chain link fence. But the neighbors were outside the whole time. And we still jumped the fucking fence because we were working on a car. So whenever they started up making noise, boom, we jumped the fence. Army crawled to the window. And once we got to window, there was do I got time to?
Yeah.
All right. So there's and me and my homie Ace, he's a goofy cholo, man. But I go, all right, man, like, go, because I'm keeping an eye on the neighbors. All right, go, get in the fucking house. He opens the window, goes, we can't, fool. I go, what do you mean can't? We already did all this, fucker. We've been here an hour. Army crawling into his window. He goes, why can't we? Ace, he goes, there's a fucking cat, fool. I go, a fucking cat, punch it, bro. And he goes, no, watch, check it out. And I did that. It was a fat cat, and it was like clawing at us. Yeah, I just fucking kicked that out of the way and got in, but... And we stole a bunch of shit from... It was his ex-girlfriend's house, parents' house that we broke into.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, when I would pick up my kids from school, I would pass by the fucking house. And I would always get real quiet. No matter if I was talking to my kids, I would get quiet and I would kind of look away. And one of them caught on me. He's like, Dad, how come when we pass by the street, you feel weird? And I never told him what I did, but I go, man, I gotta... Because it never fucked with me because I never did it again. You know, after that last house with the shotgun story.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that it was fucking with my conscience or whatever, but it was there. Anyways, when I talked openly about it or even joked about it on stage, there was a sense of relief. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's
therapeutic.
Yeah, there you go, man.
And there are a lot of preconceived notions out there, I think, just from those of us in the general public about what crime looks like or what the mindset is going into a crime like petty theft or whatever. And I think that Iggy's going to dispel a lot of those. He's going to tell you some things that you didn't know because I didn't know them when we started talking about how crimes are committed. It was fascinating.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the cool parts.
It's like making a murder, but making a burglar.
As long as you don't actually say making a burger, because that's not what we're doing.
Bunch of foodies tuning in.
Shit.
Hell yeah, man. Well, we'll go ahead and start wrapping up, guys. Anything else you want to say to the listeners, Iggy, before we wrap up?
Yeah, man. Because this is big, man. I was researching like sponsors or whatever, shit for our show. Which got, by the way, I don't think we said the name right. The Counselor and the Con, man.
Damn,
how cool is that shit? The Counselor and the Con.
Alliteration there.
Yeah, I'm not a con no more, but it's the mentality's there, man. I'll pass by house still and I go, not that I'm looking to break in, but I could pass by house and my girlfriend's seen me do this. I go, all right, there's the entry point. That's where the egress. I can map it out just by looking at it, man. But where the fuck is it going with this? Yeah. So I'm sorry. In researching for this shit for sponsor, whatever. And I read because I wanted to get pen pals, man. I wanted to get an untapped market and get the fucking our stories straight from the source. You know what I'm saying? Cats that have been there that want to change and share their story. Maybe it'll help someone. Yeah. But I read this article where it says I'm gonna fuck this word up. Recidivism. Yeah, recidivism rate is significantly lowered for inmates that have communication with outside world. Pen pal. Yeah. So I want to get pen pals of the show and help these cats out. They help us out, whatever, and we're gonna send them 5x6 pictures of Cam. So what I was gonna say, man, if anyone listening to this shit, man, if you got your tío, your homeboy, your brother locked up, whatever, I'm gonna set a page or something where they could write to us, man. I want to read this shit eventually.
So we actually have an email address. It's counselorandcon@gmail.com. And you can send us stories even now, and we will definitely be looking at those. You can follow us on social media. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're getting going on all of those. We'll be on Twitter. You'll be able to find us across the various platforms. So we're really looking forward to sharing with folks that way as well.
And even send me your the inmate number, the address of the prison. I'm gonna start writing fucking handwritten letters, man. Some shit, but we're gonna get this going and hopefully help someone, man. Hopefully help someone at least pass the time, whatever, you know.
Yeah, my take on that part of it, at least with kind of helping inmates is, you'll have people that say like, fuck those guys, they're criminals, they deserve what they but do you want them to be all screwed up when they get out? Like, they ain't gonna help nobody. It might be your house they're breaking into, so we want to help them get back into society and all of that. Because most people just want them to keep suffering. And I see where they're coming from, but you might be their next victim, whether it's theft or murder or whatever. So it's better to try to help them.
Let's give them the best shot we can.
Yeah, for our benefit, for society's benefit, not because we love them so much per se. And that's just one take on it, but do it for society, so we don't have keep having these types of crimes going on.
You know what, man? And you would think about I think most people, regular people, civilians, whatever, go, what the fuck could be funny about crime? A lot of shit, man. Especially because it's embarrassing. You don't want to do it. You probably did it because you were poor. You could talk about that shit, whatever. But there's humor. I found humor in the worst fucking. Yeah.
I mean, it's, and also if you're the one committing the crimes, in the moment it's not funny, but later on, 10 years later, 5 years later, it's like, damn, that shit was like dumb, or something happened that's funny because it's already. A lot of time passed, so you can kind of look back and laugh at it. Dude, I remember getting caught, for shoplifting and I'm not going to tell the story now, but like, just this, it was like, we had some girls with us, we're trying to be cool, look, and I got away with it for years, and then after I got caught, I didn't do it again, but, it was funny because like we had our little fan club of girls, and we're drinking in the mall, and boom, they catch us, and it's like I'm in handcuffs, and like the girls just like.
The one time you had chicks with you get caught.
Yeah, it really was the one time. Finally got some fans.
You know what? And I'll save the story of the first house I broke into. But I'll tell you, I don't know, man, like 7 or 8. And I broke into my neighbor's house to see his Game Boy.
Okay.
And they were white, and at this point, I've been shitting on by, no offense, Cam, but white people at the time, they're racist. And in all Hispanic neighborhood, a white family moves in, and they see the fucker with a Game Boy. I'm gonna steal that shit, man. Anyway, the funny part of the story is how I got caught, because I went into the restroom. Yeah, and boom, went in, grabbed this Game Boy, got out, and the dude's mom, the kid's mom that I stole a Game Boy from, came, and they were managers of the apartments. Anyway, she came knocking, and I had hit the Game Boy, and the lady asked my mom in English, because my mom didn't speak English. She says, "Can I see your son's shoes?" I'm like, why the fuck was she in my shoes? Why didn't he steal any shoes? when I went and I showed my shoes, he goes, "Yeah, that's the footprints on my bathtub. He stole the Game Boy."
Damn.
Fuck, dude. After that, every time I broke into the house and went into the restroom, I always split my legs and stepped on the side of the bathtub because of that shit, man. Because when I was 8 years old,
Damn, she was smart to look into the damn footprint.
she helped me not get caught in a lot of the houses, man, inadvertently.
Taught you a new trick inadvertently. Hell yeah. How about you, Cam? Anything else you want the listeners to, or say to the listeners, or just in general, any shout outs, thank yous, goodbyes from both of you? Plugs, any other plugs?
No real like plugs or anything else, but I will say that I think we're both very thankful for the comedy community that's really been growing so much here and that has been supportive of both of us and all the other folks coming up in both the podcast and the stand-up world. I think it's a great way for us to share ideas across a really wide listenership. So I think we're very grateful for that and glad to be a part of it.
Hell yeah. All righty. Well, from me, big shout out to all the listeners. Keep supporting, keep spreading the word. If you like something or if you like what you hear, please give me feedback through comments, through the inbox, email, whatever you want, text message. Let me know what you think about any episode or just the show in general. Iggy?
No, but real quick, I almost forgot because I told my mom I was going to be on Sweet Jesus Radio. It's like, oh, qué bonito, mijo. Christian.
Dude.
Oh, you're finally converting. Yeah.
Dude, no, like, because I have shirts, right, that I wear with my logo on them, and it's my face. It's like from here down, just my beard.
Oh, yeah, sure, on my
the
Facebook.
Circle, yeah. So the older people see it, and they think it's like Christ, and it says Sweet Jesus Radio on it. So I have to like lie. I feel bad. I go, yeah, it's a Christian-based radio show. Yeah.
We'll take a picture with you, bro. Drinking wine. I'm gonna send it to my mom. I was drinking wine with Jesus, mom. Check it out.
There used to be water in there.
Hey, thanks for having us for real, man. And real quick.
Yeah.
Cam didn't want me to talk about this, but she reluctantly.
Right?
This is
Against advice of counsel.
No, I don't know.
I'm hard-headed. I don't listen well.
The lawyer.
She didn't want to start a social media, man. I told her, start fucking social media. She didn't want to. Anyway, I finally got her to start one. But we need followers for her because she said, I got her to the side deal. If she gets 100, what are we on?
100 in a week.
100 in a week followers, she'll post because she don't have pictures of herself. She don't want to do that. She go, So yeah, I kind of pinned her in the corner. So I need your guys' help to get her to put pictures of herself, her actual self, on Cam Nichols' Facebook. Goddammit.
Oh, it's on Facebook?
Yeah. It is on Facebook.
It's under Cam Nichols with a K.
With a K. Cam with a K.
Cam Nichols.
Wham bam, thank you, Cam. That's a name I gave her.
Hell yeah! Remind me to take a picture once I'm done setting up for the thumbnail.
Right on, brother.
But yeah, okay. Listeners, once again, and like I said, thank you, and keep sharing, keep spreading the word. That's how we keep it going. Check out the podcast that I produced. It's called Fake Lashes, Real Feelings. My homegirl Gloria, she does that one. She owns Bomb Beauty products, so support that as well. A local business. It's a makeup store for you ladies. With that said, this is Sweet Jesus Radio. Thank you for playing.
Sweet Jesus Radio.